What is up, Blackphillbuilt family? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a good new year and you had a merry and safe Christmas. Today we starting out the year right with some hippo content. So we're back over here at Brandon's house. He's getting some work done on his 6th gen. So what we got going on is we're going to be working on the hot side of the turbo kit today and plotting out how we're going to be running the cold side. So a couple videos ago you guys saw that I got these cheap eBay headers, and I'm gonna go ahead and after I finish talking about all this stuff, I gotta run to the shop. I gotta go get my front bumper because the way I plan to place my radiator, and well, I'm not using this radiator anymore. I bought a Volkswagen Scirocco radiator, which is in the back of my little Civic over there. I'm gonna pull it out and try to figure out where I want to place it. It's very small, but it's like an inch thick core, but you guys will see it later. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the turbo off, all the hot side parts, so old manifolds, and I need to get a truck balancer from the shop because everything I'm running is truck spacing. I would like to run something with a little shallower spacing, but I bought a bracket. I bought an alternator bracket for the car and it ended up being truck spacing, so I was like, whatever. I spent 130 bucks on it, so I'm not gonna get rid of it now. So I'm just gonna work with what I got. I'm gonna figure out how much of those manifolds I need to cut back to save some room, and if I can get them to fit up and forward, then we're going to be going up and forward. A lot of people run these manifolds down and forward because there's not a lot of room between the firewall, not the firewall, between the frame rails and the motor, and this motor kind of sits offset in the car already. So I'm just gonna see which is gonna be the best placement for it. I know they fit better in tight spaces than Flotex, so they should work. So let's go ahead, go to the shop, get the bumper, come back, and we'll get the video rolling. All right, so a little bit of an update. Got the new headers on. I had to hack this motor plate up, but I was planning on switching the style motor plate anyway. So I just need to cut this off pedestal for the old turbo mount, I should say, and then I'm gonna pull the radiator out and see how much room I have to flat mount it here, and then put the bumper on, which is pretty freaking warped from when I had it in the attic at the shop. But all I gotta do is just let it sit out in the sun for a day or in front of a bullet heater and it'll fix itself. And anyway, the way that I designed this tube support, it actually should straighten the bumper out whenever I put it on. We'll see. However, it was a bitch to put these manifolds on. I almost thought about just doing away with the motor plate just so that it'll make it easier to put the mounts on and off, but I think I figured out a way to work around it, because even if I did do motor mounts, it'll still be solid mounted, but it wouldn't be the way that I want it, and that I'd have to make like a tab off the frame to some actual mounts that come off it, which is probably still an option, because I can do it for relatively cheaper than it would cost me to do a motor plate. So just gonna see where the kit's at and how hard it would be to make the motor plate, not motor plate, but the motor mounts after I get the kit done. right, guys, so got my turbo placement kind of where I want it. Just gonna have to do a little trimmy trim right there. Just trying to figure out if I want to run this pipe to here or do I want to run it to here, because I have to make room for the hood exit, because I think I'm still going to run the booster rooster pipe, and also got to be cognizant of where the drain is going to come also. So I just trying to come up with, you know, like an option of where to run that side to here. All right, guys, so sun's down and still out here digging away. Took me a little bit longer than expected. The hardest part of me making this thing was getting this side of the manifolds to meet up with this side of the flange. So I got it all buttoned up now. Turbo placement is on point. Really can't tell right now from the way the whole, the hell's this thing called cherry picker set up right now, but when all welded up, I'll take the cherry picker away and it pretty much should support itself. Later on I am gonna get like a piece of tubing to weld the support for the turbo, just so that it's not in there just free floating around, and you know, in case this car does do a wheel stand, some bitch won't damn knock the turbo off the damn piping.
Bust the radiator.
Yeah, and bust the radiator. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about the damn radiator too. So this is my Volkswagen Scirocco radiator. I found it on Jegs for like $200. They have another one for like $200 and something, and it has a fill neck on it, but I did the one without the fill neck just because I'm going to be running a remote water pump. Probably going to put the water pump somewhere over here. I'm going to weld 16A bungs onto the radiator on that side, and then it's going to have all line and stuff like that. So I'm going to heat wrap the lines too, just so that they don't really heat soak and melt. And probably get some motion plugs for the head, and gonna have to source like a stretch fit belt that's gonna be long enough for the alternator, because the alternator is gonna sit right here somewhere. That's not the spacing that this crank pulley has. It's supposed to be like an inch back, so everything should clear the downpipe and it should all be good. So other than that, I'm about to start getting I'm gonna get ready to finish welding up this thing, so close the video out, and then the next time you guys will see the car, I'll be working on the coal side. Got to I gotta drill a hole in the firewall for a 4-inch pipe, and I'm gonna put the intercooler in there somewhere. So yeah, this shit is sick. But we got it all welded up. Everything's all welded up now and looking good.
Hey,
so,
hey,
what?
ProMod.
A ProMod, yeah. Everybody's gonna say my shit's a ProMod, but ProMods don't have fucking radiators. But all in all, I'm actually pretty happy with it. We got a shit ton of room in here. This thing is kind of like a damn baby black sheep right now, except we got a hood exit. Oh, so
John's gonna be triggered.
John's gonna be triggered when I cut the hole in the trunk for the damn for the chimney. Well, that's gonna be in another video. We probably do it at the same time that we do the intercooler piping. But I was thinking about putting the intercooler inside the engine bay, like somewhere here or there, but it's just really awkward the way it is, and it's pretty much just more set up for going inside the cabin, so which will work out for me anyway. I might do some crazy shit and put the blow-off valve inside the cabin, and you know, I can sit in there and just keep throttling and hearing my own blow-off valve. But it might get loud and annoying as shit, because you know, it's kind of like a vacuum leak. But yeah, so getting plenty of progress on the G. I may try to just get it running on the rear end that it's on now, and then just so I can drive it on the trailer, but I'm not sure yet, because then I have to get 2 drive shafts made, and your boy ain't balling, kind of broke on this side. So I don't know when the next time is that I'm gonna be able to work on the car. Brandon's gonna be putting his motor back in here soon. He's took most of the stuff apart to get the holes in the firewall welded up. So, we're gonna rivet them up and put the motor back in, and then we're gonna redo the turbo kit that I did, because we kind of tried to do it out of scrap metal that we had laying around. We bought like one bend to try to get one side going, and you know, it kind of worked out, but it kind of wasn't really right. So we're gonna do it right this time and redo it. And
yeah, right now I'm just doing the manual brake setup. Got to drop the gas tank out today because we got a fuel cell. Get the holes patched up, put the motor back in, trans back in, be rocking and rolling.
Yeah, our cars pretty much are gonna sit the same. His radiator is gonna be in the rear, mine's gonna be underneath in front. He doesn't have a lot of low room like I have it, but he has more forward room to put a bunch of shit in here, whereas I gotta figure out where the hell I gotta put everything else in mine. So he's got an air to water intercooler. He's got an ice tank that we're gonna put in the back.
Yep.
Like almost identical builds,
Pretty much, yeah.
except for I got stopped by the men because I'm peasant as fuck and poor. So
well, my stock bottom end wouldn't have held the power.
yeah,
Your stock
you
bottom
could
end
do a piston swap.
Huh?
You could do a piston swap.
Yeah, well, I mean, I did pistons, rings, rods, valve springs, and then a cam. It's still stock crank.
Oh, yeah.
The crank's forged from the factory, though.
Yeah. We all got that peasant ass cash shit. So, well, anyway, probably gonna be dropping a new shirt here this week, and for all the orders that's been made, should be coming out here soon. As always, comment, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next upload.